Hi, my name is Natasha Gill, and I am doing a speech on Sigmund Freud and his theories. In the audience, I have my cousin Samantha and Garrett, and my husband Brian as the audience member and the cameraman. Let's get started. Sigmund Freud is known as the father of psychoanalytic theory, which is a grand theory in the subject of psychology, according to themes. One of his theories is on development, and he believed that personality begins to develop in childhood. So he developed this theory called the psychosexual stages of development. There are 5 stages that begin in infancy and go to adulthood. The first stage is the oral stage, in which is from infancy to 2 years of age, and the erogenous zone here is the mouth. That is because the baby receives nutrition from the mouth and also explores the world from the mouth. The second stage is the anal stage, which is from 2 to 3 years old. At this stage, the main focus is potty training, so the erogenous zones are the bowel and bladder elimination. The third stage is the phallic stage. In this stage, is about between 4 and 6 year olds. In this stage, children are beginning to understand that they have different body parts, and they focus on those body parts in this stage. The next stage is called latency. In this stage, there is no erogenous zone. They have dormant sexual feelings. The last stage is called the genital stage. In this stage, the erogenous zone focuses back on the genitals, but not of one's own genitals as in the phallic stage, but more as in romantic partnerships. And that is from 11 years through puberty into adulthood. Also here, we have the components of personality, which is the superego, the id, and the ego. The ego is the balance between id and the superego. Id operates on the pleasure principle. It wants what it wants, when it wants it, and it wants it now. Superego is the ethical part or component to personality, where it always wants the most moral thing done no matter what the cost or the consequence. And the ego tries to balance in between the id and the superego. Like I said, the components operate over different levels of consciousness. This is kind of like an iceberg, where the top layer is consciousness, or what we're aware of. The second level is just beneath the surface, which is pre-consciousness. This is what we can become aware of. And then unconsciousness is the place where we repress feelings and fears. The next theory that Freud had was what we call defense mechanisms. Now, these defense mechanisms are tactics to help the ego deal with the defense mechanisms are tactics that ego uses to deal with confrontations or complications between the id and the superego. Some of them may include denial, such as we feel a denial when we see an unexpected death of a loved one, something that we weren't expected. We may deny that it's possible or not believe that it's true. Another one would be projection, where we project our feelings of what we're feeling onto other people. So those are some of the defense mechanisms. Techniques that Freud used and brought to the clinical usage for psychiatry. The first one is hypnosis, where he hypnotized people to bring their unconscious to a conscious level. So they were able to understand and analyze their repressed feelings to help women with hysteria during the Victorian era. The second technique he used was dream analysis, in which he wrote many books about dream analysis, and he began doing that by analyzing his own dreams. The third technique is called free association, and this uses ink blots and word association. For example, if I say a word, then the other person would say the first word that came to their mind. And the theory behind this was helping to uncover issues of the unconscious here again, excuse me, that would bring those to light and help to explain the hysteria in the upper class women.